So good day, sir. This is the group Endeavor, and today we will be discussing about the parts and sections of a newspaper. To begin with the topic, let us know first the definition of a newspaper. So newspaper, it is a printed media that is usually distributed weekly or daily in a form of compilation in which contains a written information of a current events or follow-ups that usually printed in a black and with a gray background or a white background.
So the first part of a newspaper is what we call the nameplate or masthead. It is located here. So a nameplate or a masthead, it is a newspaper name printed so in a larger font. So as you can see, it is bolded and it is usually in colored. So another part of a newspaper is what we call the lead. So this is the lead. This is the first sentence of a news stories informing when, where, who, and what, and sometimes how and why. So it is the important part of a newspaper and it gives information to the readers in a concise and interesting manner.
The next part of a newspaper is the headline. The headline is the title of the story, and it is usually larger in font and often bolded. So in this example, this is a newspaper. The headline is here. As you can see, the headline is larger in font and bolded. The next part of the newspaper is the cut. The cut is a photo or illustration of an article, related to an article. Okay, so here, as you can see, this picture, this one and this one are the cut.
Now let's proceed to the next part of the newspaper, the jump line. This is the jump line. The jump line tells the readers where the story is continued. It is used to inform the readers of the page and the column number where he or she can find the rest of the story. Now let's proceed to the graphic. So this is the graphic. The graphic is a combination of artwork and words which help the readers to visually explain a story.
Next is cut line. So this is the cut line. Descriptive info pairing with a piece of art, also called a caption. Next is index. So this is the index, an alphabetized of content of the newspaper.
The next part of a newspaper is the photo credit. It is a reference to a source of the photograph. It is located beside the photo. So the next one is the byline. It is where the name of the writer appearing above the article. So here is the article and the name of the writer.
I'm Shalane Y. Imano, B.Ed 4A. I will present the next parts of a newspaper. We call it tick. And this is my example of a newspaper. And this is a part of dick. We call this part is dick. Dick is secondary headlines which provides additional info about the story.
So the first section of a newspaper is the general news. So this is the general news. So general news, it is very important in both local and abroad. This can be found in a front page of a newspaper. And also, the title of the news is printed with a big, bold letters that is called banner headline.
Now let's proceed to the local and foreign news section. This section contains news from towns and cities of the nation and abroad. And the local news is a news that takes place inside the country, and the foreign news is a news that takes place outside the country. And I have here an example of a local news. this one, as you can see, this is a news about the Mindanao's changing face. And this one also, the massive polio vaccination sit in Davao. And this one is a news from the foreign news. The many facets of China. China 70 years evolution through innovation. So that is all about the local and foreign news section. Now let's go to the editorial page. This section contains an articles which is called the editorial. And the editorial gives views and opinions of the editor or publisher in a certain views, issues and events. So this is the editorial. As you can see, this is the about after vaccination controversy, polio, measles outbreaks. So this is the views or opinions of the editor and the publisher.
Next is sports. So this is sports. This section contains news event containing sports from in and out of the country. So this section also contain well-known people in the sports world. So next is the classified ads. So this is the classified ads. So this contain advertisement that fall under category like help, wanted, for lease or for sale, and wanted to buy.
Another section of a newspaper is what we call the business and financial section. So in the business section, it contains businessmen and people who are interested in banking, export and imports, and prices of the common commodities. So as you can see, here are the popular businessmen and their foundation. And the next section of a newspaper is what we call the entertainment section. So in the entertainment section, it contains an informing about movies, television, radio, and other entertainment activities such as this. So entertainment news also have the comic strip, puzzle, and other activities.
An open newspaper is home and culture section. This newspaper provides info about budgeting, food preparation, house improvement, and more. The next is society page. This contains news about important people who are celebrating special events in a particular place.
The next section of a newspaper is travel and tourism section. Travel and tourism section contains a guide to travel and directs tourists to scenic vacation spots and gives information on the activities in this place. So here is the example of travel and tourist section. So as you can see here, you can find nations like New York, Turkey, and etc. So the next section is the announcements and obituary page. This provides info on the activities of different religious section and also list of people who recently died and the time and place of their burials. So here is the example. The death and funeral notice of Bestie Linda Johnson.